Hello students, we start our lesson 1, Introduction to Computers. Computers are multi-purpose machines that can be used to solve variety of problems in different fields. Computers have to change the way we live, work and communicate. Computers are useful in industries, government education, research as well as entertainment sectors. From routine business activities in a given area to a particular task, computers are applicable everywhere. That is why a computer is called multi-purpose machine. Working of a computer, typical computer. Just as a calculator calculates, a driver drives, a painter paints, computers. The computer here is not restricted to only the mathematical component but to a variety of logic based tasks. One only needs to systematically design step by step clear guidelines for the task to be solved. These guidelines, generally written in simple English language, are called algorithm. Do you remember, students? Computer, once given proper set of instructions, can perform operations like generating bills, reservation tickets, printing mark sheet, and printing business report or communication messages. Computer can also deal with audio, video, graphs, and animation besides text and numbers. Once the computer is given data and step-by-step instruction, it then performs computations and generates result or performs an action as output. The set of data instruction provided by a user to the computer is called an input. Computer processes this input and presents results to the user. The result is called an output. Computer can remember this data, instruction and calculated results for the future use by storing the details in memory. This simple flow of working of computer is shown in figure 1.1. Okay. Users पहले हम इनपुट देते हैं, उस पर कंप्यूटर प्रोसेस करता है और हमारा रिजल्ट हमारे यानी कि आउटपुट हमें कंप्यूटर देता है. इनपुट मीन्स takes data and instruction from users. Process means remembers data and executes instructions, and output means presents results to the users. Further, it is not compulsory to repeat the instruction an entire large amount of data every time we use the computer. We can store the data and instruction within a computer itself in such a way that it can be understood by machine. That is, in machine readable language, storing such set of instructions is useful for repetitive performance of the task. Once the set of instructions is in machine readable form called program is stored in the computer. It can be used many times with different sets of data. This concept is known as stored program concept. Now we go our page number 2. Following sample list presents some sample applications to highlight uses of computers in different areas: ticket reservation, bank operations, inventory management and manufacturing support, entertainment such as playing games, composing music and editing movies, teaching, financial accounting, correspondence and publishing, composing newspapers, writing letters, books, etc. Space applications, robotics and email and chatting, and also website development, etc. Simple model of a computer. The simple model of a computer is based on working of computer shown in figure 1.1. As we have discussed, instructions are needed to make computers perform some actions. To obey instructions provided by the user perform computations, computer needs to have mechanism to input. The input mechanism helps in feeding data as well as instructions into the computer. This mechanism is called input unit. Devices used for input purpose are known as input devices. Typically, input devices such as mouse and keyboard are used for purpose. Input provided through the input mechanism is stored in memory of the computer and further processed by the mechanism called processing unit or processor. Results are presented to the user through output mechanism is called output unit. Typical output devices are monitor and printer. In short time, input, memory, processor, output are the basic components of a typical computer. The input unit provides a facility to enter data and instructions into the computer. Input mechanism supports many devices such as keyboard, mouse, joysticks, barcode reader, universal serial bus, short memory, USB devices, hard disk and compact disk. Different input devices take data in different forms and send it to the computer memory. For example, use of keyboard to enter data and instruction is very much similar to the use of a typewriter. Another way to input data is reading through barcode reader. Barcode reader is normally seen at superstore. Remember when you purchase a pack of biscuits, the shopkeeper uses small devices and press a button on the device. With sound of a beep, the barcode printed on a tag of the biscuit pack is read and copied to the computer in order to generate beep. Mouse is also used to input data into computer. Mouse is a device that control movement of the pointer, also known as cursor, on the display screen. It is a small object with a few buttons, keys, which you can roll on a hardware surface. As mouse is moving on the surface, the pointer on the display screen is also moved. A mouse must have at least one button. Most of the input device convert the data into machine readable form. Input, memory and control unit. Once input is collected via input devices, the input is needed to be stored into the computer memory. Computer memory retains data, instruction and processed output for a while, short duration or for a long time. There are different types of computer memories. Some computer memories are capable of remembering of content for a very short duration, say till the work is in progress and continuously supply of power ensured. Such memory is called volatile memory. Such memory forms primary of a computer, hence it is known as primary memory. It is also called as temporary memory or main memory. The input from different devices goes first to the main memory and will be retained into the memory electronically. The content will remain in the main memory till the computer is switched off. When the computer is switched off or reset, the content will be lost. To preserve the content for a long, we need secondary or auxiliary storage. The secondary storage memory is not volatile and content can be preserved for long time. Devices that use secondary memory are called secondary storage devices. Hard disk and compact disk are the most popular secondary storage devices. Unlike the primary memory, the secondary storage is non-volatile, slow in comparison with primary memory, less expensive and large in capacity. As mentioned, once the data and instructions are entered into the memory, instructions are executed and the result is prepared as per the requirement of the user. The result is preserved in memory or sent to the output unit. To execute instruction, the computer needs to perform some arithmetic and logical computations. The arithmetic and logical computations are performed by a unit called arithmetic logic unit. Besides the ALU, there is a control unit which manages executions of instructions and control operations of other components of the computer. ALU and control units together form central processing unit, which is also called the brain of a computer. Some high-speed memory can also be part of the CPU. The output unit. Output unit is normally a visual screen called monitor. The monitor actually refers to a board box of the visual output mechanism of a computer. Display screen is a part of the monitor. Many times we use monitor and display screen as synonyms. The older monitors used to provide black and white and gray shade outputs, which usually was the text and numbers. Recently, color monitors that are capable of presenting variety of information such as highlight, high quality graphics and animations are available. To output sound, special devices such as speakers and headphones are used. To print, the output monitors are used. Quite optionally, output is directly published on the website or the sent file via internet. These components are shown in figure 1.2. सेंट्रल प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट का काम कैसे करता है ये दिखाया गया है। इनपुट या तो ALU में जाता है या कंट्रोल यूनिट में जाता है। स्टोरेज प्राइमरी में होता है या सेकेंडरी में होता है, जिस तरह से हम डिपेंड करते हैं, हम चाहते हैं, और उसी तरह से हमारा निश्चित किया गया आउटपुट हमें मिलता है। The input, output and processing mechanism are discussed in detail in later chapters. Okay. Characteristics and advantages of a computer. Computers are very useful because their characteristics are like automation, accuracy, long-term storage, consistency and programmability. These characteristics and describes the efficiency of the machine to execute the given task. Hence, these characteristics are also known as efficiency of oriented characteristics. These characteristics are described below. Automation. Computers can automatically perform a given task once data necessary instructions are stored into computer memory. Human intervention is not required. Some jobs such as searching from a large repository of data or from internet are nearly impossible without such automation. Accuracy. Computers are able to perform complex arithmetic and logical computations with the highest accuracy. Properly designed computers provide high accurate results. However, it is obvious that garbage results are produced by garbage input entered knowing by unknowingly. This is called garbage in, garbage out. Short name is GIGO. Long-term storage. Computers can store large amount of data in its secondary storage for a long time. The stored content can be recalled easily on request. Unless specifically asked, the content will be preserved in the memory. Ability to perform mechanical and repetitive tasks. Computers are able to perform mechanical and tasks in consistent manner. They do not possess human-oriented limitations such as loss of interest, linking and physical capacity. Programmability. Computers can be programmed to execute predefined set of instructions. Writing programs once and executing it many times saves lots of times and cost. The program once written can be modified later for the revised task. Therefore, computers are versatile to perform any activity provided a step-by-step program is given. Now we learn about 1.3. I am fast. I am accurate. I can remember stuff for a long. I am programmable, and I am automatic. Okay. Now we learn about software. So far we have learned that computer is a multi-purpose machine and cannot perform any task on its own. It needs data and step-by-step machine understandable instruction to perform to intend task. This set of instructions is called program. Development of the program becomes easier if a step-by-step guidelines to solve the given task called algorithm is designed. The logic prepared for getting the given task done using an algorithm is known as software. Software refers to organized collection of computer programs, data, and related documentation such as comment about the computer programs. Figure 1.4 illustrate the components of software. Now we learn about hardware. Unlike software, the hardware have entities such as keyboard, mouse, CPU, and other peripheral devices are considered as very physical entities and hence called hardware. Hardware is a combination term for all physical parts of a computer like monitor, mouse, keyboard, etc. Firmware. Software instructions many times come integrated along with hardware. Since such software is closely coupled with hardware, it is known firmware. The software embedded with the hardware usually facilitates use and applications of the hardware. It also provides utility to work with other hardware and communicate data when needed. Usually such firmware are developed by the hardware manufacturing company and provided free when one purchases the hardware. For example, washing machine, traffic lights, digital camera, and microwave oven have some software programs inbuilt in the devices. Later, you will learn what type of memory is used for firmware designing. Okay. Now, if you have any confusion, learn 2 times this lesson. Thank you.